shredding. Today we're going over the top 3 easiest shred licks to impress anyone. So I've actually really wanted to make this video for quite some time now because I do get lots of requests for tablature for some of the flashier stuff that I do play. So I've compiled 3 legendary guitar licks that actually are not that difficult to play. And the beautiful thing about these 3 licks is they can actually be combined to form the ultimate shred lick. Make sure to stick around for the explanation so I can show you exactly how to play this as smooth and as effortlessly as possible. And of course, if you find any of this information helpful, definitely subscribe so you're not missing out on the latest guitar hack content. So before we dive into it, I do think that it is important to note that having a good practice routine mixed with playing these licks at a very slow tempo is key to building up speed and to play any lick a lot faster. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with lick number 1. We're actually using a pretty common diminished shape, and we're going to be morphing this with an E harmonic minor mixed with a bunch of other diminished shapes and a little bit of chromaticism here and there. And for the remainder of lick number 1 explanation, I will be using my handy dandy fret wrap so I can show you as clean as possible. So something else important to note when you hear things like half step and whole step, that simply means the space between the frets, and going from 12 to 13 is a half step, 12 to 14 is a full step, and then 12 to 15 is a step and a half. So each one of these movements within the sequence is moving around a step and a half, like so. So the 4 main techniques that we will be using for lick number 1 is hammer-ons, pull-offs, tapping, and sliding. So easily, the trickiest part of this entire lick is that slide from 15 to 18 that goes like this. And the reason why it's so tricky is because our right hand actually wants to follow that tap slide with the previous shape like this. Which is totally fine, you can play it that way, but it's not the most efficient way to play this. So I kind of freeze frame in my mind and I visualize exactly where I'm going right when I get to that slide, like this. I pause there, I look ahead, I visualize the exact shape, and then I slide into it. And I feel like I can land on it just a little bit better when I do that. So lick number 2 is a classic Malmsteen shape that's really going to bring your alternate picking to the next level. This is actually a phenomenal exercise because it uses basically the same shape over and over again, going from 15 to 12 to 10. Another great thing about this lick is we are showcasing a group of 4 sequence, so you can actually count it and sometimes it actually helps. So something else to note here for lick number 2 is that I tend to use a combination of palm muting and regular string striking, but I always use that slanted edge rather than using that flat pick because I always find that I'm getting the most bang for my buck, so to speak, with the picking efficiency, doing the slanted edge. So one last tricky part of lick number 2, and that is that last descending run that goes like this. It's a little bit odd because you're kind of resolving with an upstroke on that 7, and then a downstroke on the 6, and then you can really hit whatever you want for this 14. But you're starting off with a down, up, down, up. I would suggest practicing that just on its own. Great exercise. Do you want to impress your friends with the sweeps? Look no further. This is one of those classic triad arpeggio shapes, but we're outlining an E harmonic minor here with 4 main chords. The first being the E minor. Right after that, we're going to the A minor. That's the 4. Then we're going to the C minor, which is the 6. And then we're going to end it with another E minor. So I will be doing another video that's going to focus on sweep picking, but right now I'm going to go over the brief technique. So when it comes to sweep picking, especially these triads, you're going to be using a majority of your right hand for the control here. The object is to try to mute the strings while also being able to glide up and down with your pick. There are many different ways to approach sweep picking, but for today I'm going to show you the picking pattern that we can use to maximize our efficiency with these triads. So the most comfortable sweep picking pattern that I have found for these triads is to start with a downstroke on the 17, and we're actually going to end with an upstroke. So the entire pattern is going to go like this: down, pull off, up, down, 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 up, pull off. So completely we have this. It's really important to note that my right hand is being very relaxed right now, but I'm also kind of bracing the strings with my palm, so I am getting rid of those high gain sounds. And when you combine all 3 of these amazing shred guitar licks, you get something that is terrifying. That about does it for the 3 easiest shred riffs to impress anyone. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you got any value from it at all, definitely hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the latest guitar hacks that I will be releasing. Again, if there's any topics or ideas that you want me to go over, feel free to comment below or connect with me on the socials. I will definitely respond. Until next time.